Remember this one? If you do, you've got to be as old as me. We're going to take a look at Something in the Air. Now this was, we're going to, mostly in this lesson, I got to give you a heads up, we're mostly going to take a look at the way Tom Petty did his cover of it, which is a little more accessible to guitar players, because the original, Thunderclap Newman, had a very extensive, well, only about a minute, but little barrel house ragtime boogie piano solo in the middle of it that went all over the place. The song started in the key of C, in the key of E, and then ended up in F sharp, then ended up in G sharp. So they went through 3 different keys, and between the F sharp and the G sharp keys went into a little bluesy thing in the key of C that just doesn't translate very well to guitar playing. So we're going to look more at the way Tom did, but I might a little bit later talk about the original because there were some really unusual things about that in terms of, well, first I'll give you a little history of the song. Thunderclap Newman was really a band put together by a couple of people, by Pete Townsend. And he brought together people that didn't really know each other, but he just had this plan. He had a guy who had worked as a chauffeur for him, Speedy Keen, John, who wrote a song that showed up on the Who's Sellout album. Matter of fact, the first tune on there, we'll follow that up later. Very cool tune, and it's got this very Who sound, and it's one of the few tunes that was written for the Who that they did. They did a few other covers as time went on, but maybe not. Nah, they had to. I don't think so. But anyway, so Pete decided that Speedy needed his own band and career, and Speedy had written this song, Something in the Air, that was actually written for the movie The Magic Christian that Badfinger did tunes for, and Come and Get It was one that Paul McCartney wrote for the movie. Bizarre movie. I'm not recommending. I did watch it within the last couple of years because I remember seeing it when it came out. Seemed fascinating at the time. Seems hard to watch now, but some great tunes in it. So Come and Get is, of course, from there, and Carry On Till Tomorrow, the other beautiful Badfinger tune. Okay, but I digress. Let's see. Is that surprising? So Pete put together Speedy Keen and a piano player named Andy Newman, who did get the nickname Thunderclap from high school friends that said he played the piano with very heavy hands and clumsy. So it was a fond nickname for Andy. And Jimmy McCullough, a very young guitar player who, I'm not sure quite how he got in the fold, but he was playing in the band when he was 15. And then Pete played bass on the recording. So he, under a pseudonym, because contracts at the time wouldn't allow him to be making records for other people. Anyway, and the song kind of achieved cult status. It got used in a lot of movies, and it's they are the epitome of a one-hit wonder because most people couldn't name another song by them. I mean, they really only made this one album that came out in 1969. However, the song has longevity, and when Tom did his version, he changed a few things, simplified it a little bit, made it more guitar-friendly, although there's a live version that he does bring the piano solo back in, which is very cool. So he does it in D. Two simple chords. D and E minor. And then the original little descending bass line he changed a little bit. We'll take a look at all of that. And he brought in a cool little, the way the piano solo in the original comes in. It's very unusual. So it's some really, odd chord changes and key changes. And Tom brings in something, well, I think we know who was playing that. I'm sure Mike was on board. Probably a little bit, well, never mind. There is an easier way to do it. And when Tom plays this by himself, he just kind of strums through the chords. So we'll take a look at all of that. And the rest of the lesson will probably be longer than this little thing. Let me see if there's anything else I meant to tell you about this song. I think I got in all of the important things. It was in the movie, the little 3-man band with Pete playing bass, and haunting tune. Very, very cool. Tom left out one verse, and each verse is really one line, well, 1.5 lines, followed by the same 4 lines that really kind of amount to be in the chorus. So it's kind of a one-verse song, which is why the original went through a couple different keys, made it a little bit more interesting. Each key got higher than the rest. So, okay, let's get on to Tom's version of something in the air. Tom's version of Something in the Air starts off really simply, just a D chord. Now, we need to be in 16th note strumming patterns because the quarter notes are going very slowly in this. So we need to be moving our hand at the speed of 8th notes, so 2 downs per tap. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And a good way to get in to start that is figure on 8 strokes, but hit the odd ones, the ones on the quarter note beats, louder. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we've got a very steady, stronger beat on the quarter notes and just a light little tap more on the middle strings on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then let's just bring in a few ups. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just get your hand moving at that speed. And then we just have 2 measures of D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Say 2 measures of E minor. And that repeats. Now we have this little arpeggio. Well, in the interest of kind of covering more bases, I'm going to talk a little bit about the original and what makes it easier and harder.